Before we get to the battle, we have a quick channel sponsor. Introducing Frag Pro Shooter, one of the best shooter games in 2020 on mobile, with 60 million players with a 1 million daily player base. Collecting characters is a main part of the game, with over 80 different to choose from, all having specific rules and power. You then create your deck and build your own strategy to destroy the enemy bunkers. There's always new content being added, like this new fragger, Stella, the Good Witch. Stella uses a upgraded broom to shoot a large star that explodes on impact, as well as small stars. Frag has 3 modes. One of them is called Payload. The goal is to reach the center of the map with your cart. You can slow down the enemy by destroying the target or stay in defense to make yours go faster. You can also join my club Dragonites so we can play together sometime. If this mobile game interests you, you can get free rewards by clicking the link in the description below, and even for those who have got the game installed already, that still applies to you. Thank you, Frag Pro Shooter, for the channel sponsor. What's up, YouTube? For today's video, we're a full cat Pokemon team. Meow, baby. 69 years ago, right, I did a cat team. However, that was in Generation 6, so I thought, you know what? Let's get some of these new cat-like Pokemon, put them on a team, come up with some meme sets, and do some battles. Now, tonight, I'm going to give you a triple battle special. I've got some absolute gold here, and make sure you watch the whole video because there is something absolutely incredible near the end of the video. If you want to follow me on Twitch, make sure you do. That's where I do all my battles, my theme teams, where I take battles, so drop a follow there if you haven't already. We got the 3 battles starting here. So the first battle, this one was against Zachariah. I think I said their name right. And they've got a Lurantis lead. Man, look at those fresh green and yellow pajamas. I need to get some of them, but they kind of have pickles on them. So my first Pokemon here is Perrserker, right? So I thought Perrserker would make a great addition to this team. Now, we got a Steel Beam, Thunder, Dank Pulse, and Hyper Beam set. So I got Max Health and Max Special Attack, Modest Nature with Steely Spirit, right? So you got Steely Spirit, Steel Beam, Choice Specs, coming off at Thumping Special Attack. Man, it drops hard, right? So we got a contrary Lurantis there with Leaf Storm, so I gotta drop this thing fast, right? It's gonna get a +2 in Special Attack right off the ripper there. I'm gonna go for Steel Beam. It's gonna land, which is great, and this thing just gets like wiped down in one shot. Absolutely annihilated. So I live on a little bit of health there, and I got rid of the contrary Pokemon. So I was very, very happy about that, right? Because that thing was gonna be hitting very, very hard after the next shot. Next Pokemon to come in here is the Como, right? Now, Como is going to be a big threat too, because it's going to use Clangorous Soul. And that's going to give it a boost in all of its stats. It is going to cost it a little bit of health, but I was thinking, well, even if it costs it a little bit of health, with the Steel Beam there, it should still hit fairly hard. Hopefully, I don't get set up on here. So go for the Steel Beam, hoping it does at least a reasonable amount of damage to it, and it almost takes that. It was so close there, so a valiant effort there by Perrserker, nearly taking out 2 Pokemon. However, the great thing about it putting in such a low range of health, this is going to give Meowstic the opportunity to come in there, clap its little hands, and take it out with a fake out. So we got a physical Meowstic set, the female Meowstic this time. Last time I used the male one, so this gives me a good opportunity to use the female one. So we got a Power Up Punch fake out set with Zen Headbutt and Sucker Punch too. So in comes the Hitmontop. I literally said, you know, I'm going to be real. I said, in comes the Hitmonchan, then I'm like, I mean the Hitmonlee, and then I was like, I mean the Hitmontop. So we got a fake out set here. I've used my fake out, so the only thing I can really do here is to go for a Power Up Punch or the Zen Headbutt, right? So I thought, you know what, let's go for the Zen Headbutt. It's going to be using fake out itself, and it does a pretty good chunk of damage to me there. So at this stage, they actually swapped out. I think they expected me to swap there, and then they went into the Volcarona, or they just wanted to swap it in and get some free Quiver Dances up, right? So I went for Zen Headbutt regardless. I was thinking, okay, it should do like a little bit of damage to this thing, and it does, it's alright. And Flame Body kicks in, which is a real shame, because now my Meowstic is pretty much crippled here. I'm going to get some burn damage, and I'm thinking, okay, let's just keep going for Zen Headbutt here. I don't really want to swap this thing into anything else, like Bug Buzzers are really going to hurt. You know, Fire Blasters, Fiery Dance is going to be dangerous, right? So it's going to take me out of the Bug Buzz. It is what it is, nothing I could really do there. Flame Body pretty much destroyed me. with the combination of the Hitmontop's Intimidate. So we're going to bring in Persian Alola. I had to use this on this team. There were a lot of Persian, obviously Meowth and Persian new forms and stuff to use, but I didn't want to make this like a Meowth evolution team, right? Because I've already done that. So I sort of had to mix all the cats up. So we got a King Drop beat up set here. My fingers were crossed so I didn't actually get, burned by Flame Body. And instead of setting up a Quiver Dance, I just went for, a Bug Buzz right off the bat there, and Persian is going to go down. This thing is actually quite good against my team. So bye-bye Persian, that's the best you could do. I didn't get a flinch, unfortunately. And now we're going to bring in the big Meowth. Now, Meowth is on this team because of the Gmax, right? I wasn't able to use that in the last... Obviously, 6th Gen did have Gmax, right? So I thought this would be a prime opportunity to use that. Now, Meowth Gmax, not Gmix. I'm mixing my food right now, though, while I narrate. Is a pretty long Pokemon, right? It's got a really big, long neck. And its move is really cool because you got to get that bread, right? And also has a chance of confusing, which is, like, really, really cool. Now, the EVs, right, I've got to this one are max speed and max attack. I've got Jolly Nature. Meowth with Jolly Nature isn't actually that slow. It's reasonable. It can actually outspeed quite a few things, right? I've also got Hypnosis on there too, so maybe I could get like a Sleep and then Gmax and get a couple of KOs or do some sort of damage. So Volcarona is going to get outsped and it's going to go down. So that was really, really good. Now the next Pokemon is the Hitmontop and it's going to go for the Intimidate, right? I'm thinking here... Well, I've got a Focus Sash as the item, right? I might be able to get a Gmax Gold Rush Confusion on there. We've obviously got Payday on this set, if you didn't see before, and I've also got Fake Out. So they're going to be the same base power. Now, the ability on this one was Technician, right? So go for that Gmax Gold Rush there, outspeeding, which is really nice. And it actually doesn't do too bad an amount of damage when you think about Meowth's really poor attack and Intimidate. Getting those chickens flying in there beautifully over the top of Hitmontop. Look at those 3 little chickens. And we actually got to get a hit in Confusion, which is great. The sad thing about that is Confusion almost did as much as Gmax Gold Rush. So obviously I want to press my advantage here. Go for another Gmax Gold Rush against Hitmonchan. Once again, it does pretty bad damage, but if it hits itself for Confusion, there is a chance, right? So Hitmontop is going to have some more chickens. It does not hit itself for Confusion, and it pops off a close combat, and I live on 1 health due to that Focus Sash. You know what? I might as well merch plug. Merch, people, check it out under the video. So we got, obviously, my Gmax Meowth running out of its Gmax here, right? However, we've got a -1 in Hitmontop's defense now, so that's going to make up for the Intimidate. I could actually legitimately pop a Payday here. However, if this thing is carrying Sucker Punch and Fake Out, it could be really, really nasty, right? So I thought, let's go for Hypnosis. Hypnosis is going to land there on the Hitmontop. I thought that to get around the Sucker Punch, I would go for that, but obviously they weren't going for a priority move, right? So Hitmontop is going to be asleep there. Oh man, looks so peaceful. Wait, it dances asleep. Has anyone actually sleepwalked before in their life? Like, tell me your best sleepwalking story. Just I'm thinking on that topic, right? One time I went to the fridge. I'm going to be real here. One time I went to the fridge and I put my keys and my wallet in the fridge and went back to bed. I actually did that. Then I woke up in the morning. I'm like, what the... Anyway, so I took Hitmontop out with the Payday, only on PIMPNITE channel, and we got the Venusaur just sliding in here, right? Now, I could go for a Hypnosis there, or I could go for a Payday to get some sort of damage, or I could go for a Bite to try and go for a flinch. In the end, I decided to go for the Payday there to get some damage there, and Venusaur is obviously going to take very minimal damage, right? Now it's going to go for a Growth. I'm like, oh no, this could be really bad. This could be really bad. It might be a Gmax Venusaur here. It might get the sun up, and I'm going to be in a world of pain, right? So it's got the Black Sludge as the item there. All I can do is go for Payday, and I was thinking maybe I should go for Hypnosis and put this thing to sleep. Maybe swap me out then and swap another Pokemon. So go for Hypnosis there. It's going to miss. Hypnosis actually is really bad. And now Venusaur is going to be able to set up the sun. Now, after it's setting up the sun there, it's going to have the Chlorophyll ability. If they did set the sun up turn 1, then went for a Growth, Growth would have actually been a ×2 in attack and special attack. Anyway, regardless, it's still a very, very big threat, and Meowth is going to go down to the Sludge Bomb there. So I'm like, man, what am I going to do about this Venusaur? This is very, very dangerous, right? So my next Pokemon is Litten. So I thought I'd include Litten on this team. It's a cool little... Actually, out of this evolution, like, I like Litten the best, like, out of all 3 of its evolutions. Like, I like it better than obviously its next evolved form, and then its next evolved form, right? I like it the best out of all of them. I don't know, what do you people think? Do you like its final evolution, Incineroar, or do you like Litten the best, or its middle form? So we're going to go for Endure and Protect here. I was trying to stall out the sun. There wasn't a lot I could do. It was a Weakness Policy Fire Blast set, But in these conditions, obviously getting outspeed by the Venusaur, it was very, very hard to do anything there. I didn't have a sash. I didn't have any play at all. I was just basically trying to stall out the sun. However, Litten does make a return, and trust me, it makes a boom return. We're going to go into Mew now, because Mew is definitely like a cat Pokemon. We've got this cool terrain kind of set here. So we got max speed and max special attack. Venusaur's going to go for a Giga Drain. It's definitely a clear 3-hit KO. So go for the Psychic terrain here. Now, I've got a really, really cool move that was introduced into this generation, right? It's going to be Terrain Pulse. The Terrain Pulse takes off the type of terrain, right, and doubles and base power. So I can go for a Terrain Pulse. It'll now turn into a Psychic move, which will be 100 base power. The same thing obviously applies with Electric Terrain, so you've got Electric move, and then with Grassy Terrain, you've got a Grass move. So I thought it'd be a really fun set to run. So obviously the sun has now gone, firing that Terrain Pulse off there, and Venusaur is going to get one-shotters. That was really, really good. So I got the double base power there. I got the double base power from the Terrain Pulse, and obviously we had the Psychic terrain there too, which definitely helped. So their last Pokemon was Cramorant, and I will say they've got a very good choice of Pokemon there, and it's shiny. So Cramorant is my favorite Generation 8 Pokemon. So I thought, okay, I think they're going to Dynamax here, but they went for Endure. I'm like, okay, what I can do here, right, is I actually went for Electric Terrain. So Cramorant is 4 times weak to Electric, so I thought maybe I could tank Cramorant's next attack, possibly really badly, and I might be able to fire off a Terrain Pulse, which is going to be an Electric type move, 100 base power, right? Now, my chance here has come. I can go for a Terrain Pulse here, and that'll be really, really powerful. I definitely will take it out in one shot if it doesn't Dynamax. However, it is going to Dynamax. So here we go, people. I think that it'll probably just be able, that's what I was thinking at this time. It would probably just be able to live, and it's whether I'm going to be able to live the Cramorant's attack after that is another thing, right? So regardless, we've got a beautiful shiny Pokemon here. Who has shiny hunted Cramorant before? If you haven't already, you definitely should. So I thought I'd be able to outspeed Cramorant there because I'm running max speed on Mew. We get the Terrain Pulse off, does a lot of damage, almost buries it. And speaking of berries, it's going to be eating one big berry, boosting its speed there with Salic Brown. I'm like, oh no. Now it's going to go for a Max Guys here, and it's going to be hitting me pretty hard. However, Mew managed to live there just due to its base bulk. So I was like, okay, well, it's got a +1 in speed, and it's got the rain up. I think this is game. However, I do have the Citrus Berry as an item here, but Citrus Berry will not be able to make me survive the next attack. And this is my final move here. I can go for either whatever. Terrain Pulse is going to definitely take it out. It's whether who's going to outspeed who here. And Mew outspeeds the Cramorant, and Cramorant is going to go down. I'm lucky I run a max speed on that Mew there. Thank you for the battle, Zachariah. That was a really cool team there. Definitely has nothing to do with Cramorant or anything. Okay, people, let's get on to the second battle, but that was close the whole time. I was really happy. Perrserker there was really, really good. Meowth was great, and Mew. They were the 3 key players in this team. However, the Pokemon they didn't really get to use so much in that battle really shined in the other battle. So this is a random battle here. I'm not really sure what their name says, the trainer name says. Maybe someone can translate for me. This was on the Y-Com here. So they've got a totally legit Suicune to start the battle off. Good job, guys. You really cleaned up the Wonder Trade. So going for a fake out here, and it's an inner focus Suicune. Good stuff. So here we go. Here's the Skull here. So this is an absolute disaster. Persian is going to go for a beat up here. There's nothing really I can do. Usually here I'm relying on actually getting a flinch, but since it's got inner focus, my Persian set got completely and utterly countered. So I did as much damage to the Suicune as possible. Suicune's very, very bulky, and now it's going to go for a Scald and take my Persian out. Nothing I really could have done there. That was a straight counter from the start, right? Bye-bye, Persian. I mean, I got some decent damage against Suicune. Now we're going to go into Perrserker. I thought, okay, I don't know if I want to Dynamax at this stage and go for Thunder, right? I'd rather go for Thunder and see how much it's going to do and maybe save Dynamax for another Pokemon. Suicune's going to use Protect. Unfortunately, they're going to see they've got Thunder. However, they're going to keep going for Scald here. So, like, Scald does a lot of damage to me still, right? So it does over half health. I'm going to land that Thunder, which is really good. And I was very questioning whether I'd take it out, and I'm not. I'm not going to take it out because Perrserker's special attack is trash, even with the specs. We live the next Scald on 2 health there and land the next Thunder. That was so good there. Once again, Special Perrserker really proving that it's a great surprise Pokemon, and it can actually net some cool KOs there. First battle showed it, and this battle showed it too. Next Pokemon is the Eternatus. This person's team, right, was absolutely stacked with legendaries. Like, this is just full-on sweat. So Eternatus is going to pop that Flamethrower. Obviously, Perrserker is definitely not going to live that one, but very, very nice job there. I really, really like Special Perrserker. It's very, very fun to use, right? if you have to use it correctly, right? You got to use it at the right time to make 100% use of the surprise factor, right? So we're going to go to Mew here. I thought, you know what? This is a great time to set up the Psychic Terrain, and then I can fire like a Terrain Pulse off at this Eternatus. Will it take it out? I don't know. I know that it'll do a lot of damage, but I wasn't sure if it's going to take it out right. So here comes the Eternatus. It's going to fire Saturn from its Uranus. I knew that I could leave this one pretty well. The Citrus Berry is going to obviously help out a little bit there too. And it does just a little bit over half health, which is great because that's going to activate my Citrus Berry, and we're going to get some more health back, right? So Mew has got still about 3/4 of health. So now we're going to go for a Terrain Pulse here on the Eternatus, and it hits really hard, but it just leaves, unfortunately. And now Eternatus is going to have a Turner Beam as well. Oh man, this is really bad. Now a Turner Beam it's a really cool looking move, but it's not that great. It's sort of like Hyper Beam, right? You use it once and you got a big recharge. However, it hits really, really hard, and my Mew is not going to be able to live that one, unfortunately. That really sucked there. One of my best Pokemon is going to go down. So I've lost half my team there. However, Eternatus is a sitting duck. Now I thought, my only way to get back into this game is to set up with my physical Meowstic. And when you set up with a physical Meowstic, you need a lot of boost. So getting 2 power-up punches there on the Eternatus, which was really nice, giving me a +2 on attack. Now, this by no means is, going to give me, like, easy sweeping capacity. Like, I've probably got a decent attack now. Meowstic's attack isn't that great. Next Pokemon is Kyogre, so I thought, you know what? I've got +2 on attack. There's a Psychic Terrain on the field. I need to press my advantage right now while I've got these boosts right. So I went for Dynamax. I thought the time was right to go for it. And what I'm going to do right is go for the Max Mind Sword on this Kyogre. Now, I wasn't sure if Kyogre would actually go for a Dynamax, but Kyogre is going to hit so hard on the rain, even if it doesn't Dynamax, right? So we're going to go into the big Meowstic here, and I actually really like Meowstic. It's a really cool Pokemon. Get some cool moves and abilities and stuff like that, right? So we're going to go for the Max Mind Sword, as I already said there, and this dropped really hard. Kyogre gets absolutely wiped in one shot. That was so good there, getting rid of that Kyogre, right? So we got 3 Pokemon left to go here. So the battle is actually fairly even. Now, next Pokemon we got here is the Rayquaza. So I'm like, okay, Rayquaza. I think that I can one-shot this if it doesn't Dynamax. Then they went for the Dynamax. Like, this is bad. So I do have the Psychic Terrain actually gone now, right? So I thought if I set the Psychic Terrain up, that'll definitely help out later on in the game, right? If my Meowstic can, withstand a Rayquaza and Dynamax. Like, Rayquaza is a scary Pokemon, right? So once again, I've got Assault Vest on this set too. Mostly Rayquaza is going to go for like a physical type move, right? So go for the Max Mind Sword on the Rayquaza. I outspeed, and it does just a little bit under half health. So like, I think the next one's going to take it out from me if I can leave the next attack right. So Rayquaza is going to go for the Max Darkness here. That's going to be super effective on my Meowstic, but I live it, and I live it pretty well too. It's a clear 2-hit KO, right? So that's going to be super effective, and it's going to drop my special defense, so that doesn't really matter, right? So go for another Max Mind Sword here. This is my last turn of Dynamax, and Rayquaza hangs on by the skin of its teeth there. That right there was such an important KO to get there. Unfortunately, Meowstic is going to go down. That was I believe right there, if I got that KO on Rayquaza, I would have got a full sweep with the Meowstic through the rest of the team, right? However, that didn't happen, and that Rayquaza is still on the field. So we still gotta face all these really strong Pokemon. So going for Fake Out on the Meowth, that is gonna finish off the Rayquaza, which is very nice there. So goodbye, Rayquaza. Now we've got 2 more Pokemon left, and trust me, these Pokemon are not easy to deal with either. So the next Pokemon is Charizard. So Charizard in the rain is like, okay, they're probably gonna use like a flying type move, Air/Hurricane there. Swapping my Meowth out, I wanted to press the advantage of Fake Out, so I went into Litten. Now I know Litten hasn't had much success in the first battle, and in this battle too, it had no success there. It was just basically a meat shield. However, in the third battle, it does come into its own. Trust me, people. So make sure you keep sticking around for some Litten action. Some lit action. So down goes the Psychic Terrain off the field, and the rain, not the Psychic Terrain. And we're going to bring in the Meowth. Meowth is my last ray of hope here to try and get me back into the game. Hypnosis lands, which is great there, and Charizard is going to go to sleep. So the last Pokemon they had right was a Mewtwo. Now, Mewtwo, right, if I could put it to sleep as well, would definitely go down to about 3 bites, Technician bites from Meowth, right? So we're going to go for Payday here. Payday really doesn't do a lot of damage. It's about a clear 5-hit KO on Charizard. So I was like, I'm going to have to get very, very lucky here. And then Charizard had leftovers. Like, what does it have leftovers for? So that has turned a possible 5-hit KO into a definite 6-hit KO, right? So firing off another Payday on the Charizard. Charizard is going to wake up and it is going to go for a flamethrower. Now, remember before I did have a Focus Sash, right? So I was able to, I knew that I was going to be able to live like one hit, right? And I didn't get burned. So Charizard's going to get some more leftover recovery. What I've got to do now is I've got to put the Charizard to sleep again. Hypnosis is going to miss, and now it's going to be able to take me out the flamethrower. I was so close to winning that battle. I'll say this once again. I definitely would have won with Meowstic if I took out the Rayquaza. That was a win right there. So it was, I believe I got minimum damage on the Dynamax too there. But anyway, it was a very good game regardless. It is what it is. Let's get on to the third battle here. I don't know what that name says either. Maybe someone can translate there too. So the first Pokemon we have here is the Buzzwell, right? Now, Buzzwell is always a threatening Pokemon. Now, I decided here to leave my Persian, and I knew that my moves probably wouldn't do much to Buzzwell at all. It's got amazing defense, and it might go for a fighting type move. So I just swapped in Perrserker, right? I wanted to hit it with a Steel Beam, right? Steel Beam I thought would do really good. Now, on my swap, Buzzwell went for a bulk up. So like, oh no, this is bad, because if Perrserker goes down, it's going to get a Beast Boost, right? Now it's going to go for Earthquake. I thought it'd go for a fighting type move like Hammer Arm, but man, it just demolished Perrserker. There wasn't anything I could do there, and Perrserker is going to go down. Now, I remember I was talking about my Litten with Weakness Posse. I thought, well, running a max speed, max special attack Litten, right, with Blaze, right, so I could live on 1 health, get the Blaze boost, and go for Fire Blast, right? So I thought, you know what? Now's the time. I might as well go for it. I've got nothing to lose, right? They've got a very scary Pokemon there. So Buzzwell's going to go for a Earthquake on my Litten. That's going to activate my Weakness Posse. I'm going to live on 1 health, right? So I'm going to get an Insta +2 in special attack, which is great. I've got max speed on this one, which is Timber Nature, and I've got Blaze kicking in too. So that's going to be pretty strong. I outspeed the Buzzwell, pop the Fire Blast off, and Buzzwell goes down in a roar of flames, people. So I finally got my first KO with the Litten here. Now, the next Pokemon we got here is the Stone Journey. Like, okay, Stone Journey, it's not going to be very effective. I know that it doesn't have very good special defense, so I thought this might do a really good chunk there, and it drops it. I'm like, man, it just dropped 2 Pokemon. So down goes the Stone Journey. They're like a really awesome start to this game too. Like, their team was stacked. Next Pokemon is Kingler. I was like, if I can outspeed Kingler once again, Fire Blast should do some reasonable damage to this thing, and it drops it as well. That's 3 in a row. We got a Litten sweep going off here. So 3 Pokemon then, and 2 of them are not very effective too. Now the next Pokemon here was actually the Ferrothorn. So I can take Ferrothorn out with Fire Blast. Something's dicey here. Why would they send it in? They know they've got Fire Blast. So what I did right is I went for the Dynamax Litten here. I thought, if I can set the Sun up, have +2 in special attack, and have Blaze at the same time, this thing is going to be absolutely popping off. So go for Dynamax Litten there. Look how cute it is. It's such a great shiny. Like, out of all the starters, it definitely has the best shiny in my opinion. So I'm getting 2 health back, which is going to, instead of 1, which is going to make a big difference. Ferrothorn had a Occa Berry here, and I was like, is Occa Berry actually going to make a difference here? Let's see. So go for that one, and Ferrothorn gets dropped in 1 shot too. We've taken out Buzzwell, we've taken out Stone Journey, we've taken out Kingler, and we've taken out Ferrothorn. This could be a Litten sweep. This is lit, people. So there's only 2 more Pokemon left, right? Now the next Pokemon, right, is a Sableye. So like, okay, it might have like Fake Out or Sucker Punch. This is going to go down. However, they're going to Dynamax the Sableye, so they clearly didn't have a priority move, right? So they're probably just hoping to tank the move and then take me out. So like, okay, it all depends on what Sableye's build is, right? Because normally Sableye builds more defensively than special defense, right? Obviously, it depends on what their build is. So we got the big golden Sableye. Look at those jewels. They look really cool. And Sableye is going to be going for a max guard. So they're trying to stall out my Dynamax and, of course, the Sun as well. I went for max for there. It's not going to work against it. So my last turn of Dynamax is going to be gone because I went for 2 max guards. Very lucky to pull that off too. Very risky. And now Litten is going to be out of Dynamax. So all I've got to use here, once again, is Fire Blast. That's my only move. My other move is Round, which will do nothing, right? So I outspeed, I land Fire Blast, and it drops it in Dynamax. You wouldn't believe it. And that's 5 Pokemon down, and we get a baby bottle, people. Man, I've got to say this right now. Since we're doing a cat team, man, they were a big pussy. Hope you people enjoyed all 3 of these battles. This has to get a like for Litten. It got its own sweep. See you, people.